Greetings, y'all. It's Nancy, and I haven't done a vlog in a while. I think it's been well. I did my manifestation conversation with Micaiah Thomas at the end of last month, and I hadn't checked in since then. So today I was like, while I've decided to pick myself up this week, let me do one. Part of the reason why I hadn't wanted to do any uh, vlogs is because I've just been like in a really dark place. During those times, I really don't like talking to people, really anybody other than the people that I live with. So, uh, I guess I kind of been avoiding people in a lot of ways, and I'm just, I didn't want to come on and just always be sad because it just seems like I just had so much happening to me all at one time. And uh, I was just, I don't know, I've had really, when I get in those places, I just kind of feel like God has forgot about me. That's kind of how I was feeling. And um, while I don't still think I am questioning that, I kind of still am, because it's just seemed like it's just been so much, and I'm like, okay, God, like, when you gonna kick in or activate or something, and um, it made me stop praying because I just kind of feel like, okay, He's not listening to you, um, and I know, you can't. God does things on His own timing, but for me, it was just like, okay, this is just a lot, and I'm doing my part here, and I really have been, I've been really busting my ass because business has been slow, um, clients haven't been paying the way they should, and then it's just I don't know. I've had extra bills that I incurred, and that was my fault. But at the same time, I thought, okay, things are going to get better. Things are about to pick up, and I'm going to be able to handle all of this. And then just trying to handle everything has been driving me crazy, really, especially with the whole possible recession, dealing with inflation, um, just everything combined in one. My cousin was killed in a hit and run accident, and that really kind of threw me for a loop, like because I hadn't ever had anyone close to me um, die. Like I've had grandmothers to pass, but I wasn't close to them. But this is someone that actually, lived in my house for a period of time, and I babysat as a I was a kid, but I was probably like a teenager. He was a kid. I mean, he was a baby, but just it was a lot at one time. Oh, on top of I don't even know if I call it a breakup anymore because now I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's as time has gone on, and I was kind of talking about this at some point. Oh, it wasn't with y'all, I don't think. I was listening to this breakup the breakup boot camp book, and she was talking about replaying things in our minds and how each time we replay something, then we change a part of that story, right? So I say that to say, the more I kind of replay things in my mind, the more it's like, even though I know I shouldn't be, it kind of makes me feel like, okay, was this ever even a relationship? Because it was just so weird. So, um, all of that stuff combined on top of things, it's just really been taking a toll on me, and it made me just pull away from people, really pull away from social media. I love Twitter now because it's it's not a safe space by any means, but it's just the place where I can kind of like tweet my thoughts and go on about my day and not really have to worry about anybody responding. um and it's kind of like, I guess for me, kind of tweeting has been good because it at least allows me to get my thoughts out. um I had started journaling more, but sometimes I don't know. Maybe sometimes I actually do want a response. I have definitely been very lonesome, and With that being said, even though I was like, oh, I'm done with dating sites, I'm done with dating. I am done with dating. And just even being on the sites just kind of sickens me, just I don't know. And it's not working out well anyway. Really I went on there hoping to find somebody that would be, just like interested in someone who just wanted conversation. But that hasn't been going too well because most men don't know how to carry a conversation. And I wrote about this, but it just really sucks that it's so horrible, like, normally to carry on a conversation, if one person asks a question, then, you reply, then you also ask a question at the end of your response to keep the conversation flowing. Like, men do not know how to do that. And I think it's sad. And just talking about it makes me think I probably need to talk to my son about this so he's not one of those men, because that just really disgusts me. I mean, well, that isn't so much the part that disgusts me. I think it's kind of like, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's just a lot of different factors. So, but really, men don't approach me, so that's another thing as well, And I almost feel kind of some type of way about it, because, you know, there have been instances where I've been the one to try to initiate the conversation and still no response, and I'm like, okay, I think I'm a fairly attractive woman, so it's weird, but I don't know. I said maybe it's something I give off, but I'm just like, okay. So the more I see that occurring, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna be back on here again. And that's a good thing because I said I wouldn't be on there anyway. But again, I got lonesome. So, and then I've been um playing words with friends, just, because that's like, I really do not like games, but Words with Friends and Scrabble are like my favorite games. They're word games, of course, but I'm a writer, so that kind of makes sense. And those are the only things like that. Um, what else? And I started school last week. I re-enrolled, so I'm pursuing my, like, completing my bachelor's, and I was kind of disappointed about that because I thought that when I went back I only needed one class, and now, well, a little before school started, I realized I actually needed like six classes because they've changed the curriculum. So that was a little frustrating, which meant, whereas I'm thinking, oh, I could just go back in the summer, graduate in the summer. And in the end, it's like now I'm going to have to be, I'm doing summer school and I'm going to have to enroll in the fall too. So, and in some ways, I'm kind of thinking like, my advisor was like, you have so many marketing classes. Are you planning to double major? Well, at one point, I kind of was considering it. And then I was like, I thought I was about to be out. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Now I'm kind of wondering, like, dang, should I have also taken a marketing class this summer so that, when um, when the fall semester comes around, I'm not trying to just pile out it on, but I don't know. I'm still kind of considering going to speak to someone to see what would be required of me should I decide to double major. Although if it's another math, I don't know if I'm gonna do it because what the class I'm in right now is a math class and then a mass comm class. So that's it's been okay. It's a little different because everything is online for the most part. So I've been trying to understand just kind of like the flow of things. Like the textbook is online, the work is online. And that's kind of different. I'm not familiar with, all the different platforms and trying to figure out, you go here to do this and go there to do that. Um, what else? So I shared my mental health story with Rally Up magazine. So last month, yeah, last month, and then this month the issue was released, whereas I'm the cover. So I invite you all to check that out. I greatly appreciate them for their opportunity, and also just, I speak about uh, living with bipolar disorder, but it's been kind of crazy because with the issue coming out, I know I should be more visible online to help them promote it. And then at the same time, I'm kind of having an episode, like I was really spiraling. I feel like it last week. So I'm trying to like pick myself back up and just move forward with things. And it's kind of crazy because a part of me is like, every day I think about my cousin, and it's just still, I'm still in disbelief, in a lot of ways. But then I think to myself, like, hey, but you're still here, like you're still alive. And that's why you should be embracing the life that you have. And then at the same time, I've been so angry, like angry with God, angry with people. And I was just so upset last week. It made me really wonder, like, what is the cause of your anger? And I realized what it was. Um, I don't care to share, just because I'm kind of learning, like, I don't know. I still feel kind of conflicted, about, like, I've always been a very transparent person, but I feel like in some ways that's not a good thing, because not everyone is worthy of knowing you. Not everyone has the best intentions for you. And the thing is, for me, it's always like it's such a surprise, whenever I experience something like that. So I've had to kind of like, I've kind of been very guarded. And then that's also kind of one reason why I've been wondering about, like, am I spiraling? Is this mania? Because I've almost been paranoid to a sense. So it's been really rough, and but yesterday I was just like, even though you have all this going on, like, you can't give up, um I just can't, because like I've said before, I have people that are dependent on me. um and I have, and it's not just, my family, it's my team, it's the people that I employ, and so I have to pick myself back up, for those people, because those are people that's nearest and dearest to me. um and then who's to say there isn't some type of purpose for me in this world, so I don't know, but I hate to be like abandoning those people as well. So with those things in mind, I've just been, taking it one day at a time. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like, look at you living this shit, and uh it's not necessarily, as I've said before, it's not what I envisioned. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm doing all the things I said I would do, and I'm getting all the things that I said I wanted. So, and God still provides. So I should be, I should be thankful for that. And it sounds crazy to me to even say thankful in this moment, because I've been feeling so, like in such a state of lack, and I was listening to Tony Jones this morning, because I just was, I normally listen to trap music. I got a little trap music, but sometimes I have to uh, really be mindful of what I'm listening to, especially when I'm already kind of in this paranoid state. Like, the last thing I need to be doing is listening to trap music, because that's all about the ops and things along the lines of it. So, um, I was listening to her, and she was talking about how healing is messy, and it was, I really wanted to get that quote, but I forgot to get it. But I wanted to grab it because I think that it really describes right now. But she talks about being in solitude. I think it's in Healing in My Heels in that song. That it just really stood out to me. If I find it, I'll drop it in the comments later. But uh, I also visited New York City for the first time last week as a bulletin blogger. We were celebrating Bulletin's 1 year anniversary. So they flew us out and provided a hotel, and then we had a dinner, and it was really nice, and I got to meet a lot of the people that work with Bulletin, and the whole Facebook group. More so, of course, on the bulletin side, and the other bulletin writers, and it was really interesting, just how they treated us, and it was different for me, especially because that is, I won't say a partnership, but an agreement that I have with them. So for me, and having worked by myself and for myself for so long, like going into that type of environment and seeing how they treat their people was really nice. And it was a really beautiful event. Though it was more so, just talking, wine, talking, and eating. But just the whole experience was nice. It was nice to be treated that way. Um, I'm not a frequent flyer. That was only my third time flying somewhere. So, and of course, back, but so that was an experience as well. Like just trying to understand the airport and navigate through it. And then I had to book my flight. Like I almost didn't go because I didn't understand how to book my flight. So there was some delay there, but it was really nice. I hate that I wasn't thinking, and I normally I drive myself everywhere. Whenever I have to travel. And so normally I'll leave out like super early in the morning. So that's what I did when I booked my flight. And I was like, dang, because I really wish I could have seen more of Manhattan. That's where they had that's where the event took place. And I just wanted to explore the city more. Of course, it was my first time leaving the South, crossing the Mason Dixon line. So that was really cool. And also just I love going to stay somewhere else, like hotels, Airbnbs, and just having it space to myself and just admiring the room and the decor and things like that. So, and then also like when, even though we did eat, I wanted something else to eat later on that evening, and I was like on DoorDash and trying to find a place, and the food just seemed so different to me. And I don't know. I mean, it may have not been all that different, but it just like I don't know. I ended up getting some type of shrimp tacos from some type of little bar because everything was about to close because it was about 10 something, and they were okay, but it was like a lot of mayonnaise or something on it. I definitely didn't grasp that concept. But it was. I mean, I ate, so that's a good thing. And trying to think what else has happened. Tell you about the cover. Tell you about New York. Um, yeah. So those are just kind of some things. There's one other thing I'd like to share, but I think I'm gonna hold off and share that with y'all later on. But just another opportunity that I've been presented with that really kind of just touched me because, well, I guess I got a minute too because I'm about to be in the class. But I had been just really like kind of wondering like, okay, if do you still want to work in media? Do you still want to publish a magazine? Do you still want to work in PR? Like, because I just feel like oftentimes clients are ungrateful, and I had one particular client just kind of say something, and it really bothered me. And then that on top of just how slow things have been, I just feel like, okay, God, like, what am I supposed to do next? Like, is there something else that I could be doing? What would that be? Because writing is my life, just writing in media. This is the sort of work that I've been doing. I mean, even in grade school, like I was in the gifted classes, and we had this we had a gifted program, and I would be the one to write the scripts and things like that, and design the sets. I was more so behind the scenes. But my point is, like, this is really all I know. So I really was feeling stuck, and it's kind of crazy because I had a call yesterday. So I'm going into it now. I had a call yesterday, and I was thinking about that, like, before the call, like, God, what else would I do, if I were to try to change careers? And then I got on the call, which I almost didn't get on because, again, I've really just been trying to avoid people as much as possible. And then I was presented with an opportunity, and I was just really taken back because they were just telling me how impressed they were with my work, and just my initiative and my turnaround time with things. And it felt really good, because on one hand, here's this client that I know that I'm working for, and and she's like, oh, I'm not gonna return, and that hurt because I'm thinking to myself, nobody knew of you before now, like, I know what we've been doing. So to say that was like a slap in the face. I don't think I'd ever tell someone that, just me personally. But it just, like, it didn't sit well with me. And especially when you hadn't even been with me that long, like, I don't work miracles. I don't know. And I never promised to work miracles, and I did not seek you out. You sought me. So, that being said, I've just kind of been, in that space. So to hear someone else talk, speak highly of my work, it meant a lot in that moment, and it was needed. And it also kind of, it gave me, because I've just been thinking, like, I know that I'm going to have a blessing coming soon, and I want to be wise about it, So my whole thing is, I don't want to get another job. That's just not my goal. And so I need to be finding other adventures to, sow into, so that I can have other streams of income, basically. And it's kind of funny because, like, even in all this chaos, things are still being presented to me that kind of line up that way. Like, hey, if you do this could be another one of your streams of income, because I don't want to be working like this when I'm 45. I don't even really want to be working like this when I'm 40, but I'll take it. But 45, definitely no, because that's too close to 50, and I just feel like I'll have struggled my whole damn life. That's just not my goal in life. So yeah, so I'm trying to, just um figure that part out, and just and be prepared to do things wisely. And I hate that it's during this time of inflation and a possible recession. But I'm like, we've gotten through this before. It just seems it's I don't know. I kind of feel cheated because, hell, everything is going to be much more costly. Um, and there's things that I want to do. So, but that's neither here nor there, because at the end of the day, I'll be thankful for it, and especially having experienced times like this. Like, I haven't been so uncomfortable in a while. So to be experiencing these times now, it's just like, wow. It's it it really kind of takes me back, and it definitely makes me think, okay, I'm not going to be in this position again. I'm not going to allow myself to be placed in these positions again. So those are kind of some things that I've been working on. And yeah, so I have not really, well, I have been doing a lot of self-reflection and exploration, but I haven't just really been able to go anywhere because, well, I did go somewhere. So see, look at that. But I just hadn't, there's still other things that I wanted to be doing throughout this journey, and I hadn't really been able to do those things. But I think it's coming. So yeah. So I think now that is everything. So I just wanted to check in with y'all, share this update, and if you decided, I do need to check in with those who were on my email list that said that they were going to be partaking in a 90-day journey as well, and see how they're doing with things. So I'll try to get that done this week. But yeah. So peace and blessings, y'all, and y'all have a great week.